Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back for another episode of CasualCraft. This is episode number 51 now, and I'm back once again, your Renegade Master, Dreadlockcaster, RedRipz, right here in my bedroom in Newcastle, UK, here to cast some more StarCraft for you. Now, we've got one of our heroes from last week here. This game is in Diamond League, and I'm going to do the introductions now. So in the top right hand corner here on Derelict Watcher, it's hamsterpilot, the red Protoss player. Yeah, let's hope he's in control of his gameplay as much as he is in control of the hamsters. Now in the bottom left we have our hero from last week once again. Here we go, it's today's sister from another mister, the blue Zerg player DroneOfArc. Yeah, I've already made jokes about steaks and burnings, so I'm going to leave off with the name jokes for now. We've got nothing particularly straight up other than just general build orders coming out of these guys here, right now. I'll be honest, it's no Chiz immediately, although I've been told it's a pretty interesting game out of our friend Drone here, so we'll have to wait and see what he's going to be willing to do. Now I'm just going to open today's drink of the day, which is in fact a big old cannon no fear energy drink. Woo. No, oh! Once again, too fizzy for me to open in my own root box sake. I don't know how I keep doing this. I swear to God, I didn't shake it or anything. Like, I've just come upstairs, and now my desk's going to be sticky, and well, it's good to know. So, with DroneOfArc throwing out the GLHF, and hamsterpilot returning the favour, I'm just going to just tidy this shit up. We've got a forge first out of hamsterpilot. I'm just going to go and have a little glance up at that. That's on the low ground there. He's not... that's an interesting position, actually. Normally you build them further forward so you can wall in at the front, but a little bit further back here out of hamsterpilot. Looking to keep control of this ramp, I would imagine. Meanwhile, we've got some pylons coming down with a photon cannon, so it's a straight-up cannon rush here out of hamsterpilot. That's what he's going to be doing. DroneOfArc's pool's nearly finished up. I think he went 15 pool. Luckily, he went pool first rather than trying to get the hatchery down first. Let's just hope my desk doesn't get too sticky. So yeah, I'm back on the energy drinks again. As an old Counter-Strike player, I feel like it's my duty to represent the energy drinks, but not so much ones that fizz up in my face, ideally. Yeah, let's hope. So got the first two cannons finishing up here for DroneOfArc, for hamsterpilot, in the second base of DroneOfArc. Meanwhile, DroneOfArc's going to be getting down his extractor. He's got his queen on the way already because his spawning pool's finished, and he's getting a span crawler out the front to stop anything pure crazy. DroneOfArc's gone for a third base. There's also a pylon in there as well. And yes, absolutely hamsterpilot. I agree. You're it's good. It's a good name. It's a good name. No, don't be so harsh on yourself, man. You've got it. It's a good name. Big love, though. All about it. Now, with that, we'll get the more cannons down in this, what is the second base of DroneOfArc, technically. He's going to be able to clear this out eventually. He's going to get another extractor down, so I'd imagine he's just going to rush out some speed and then probably dive into some roaches or something like that. Would be the obvious use of early gas. He's not trying to trick anything out or anything like that. Hamsterpilot, meanwhile, is just continuing his cannon rush. He's not really doing that much of his base, just generally building probes. Nothing else going on here. He's looking to expand on the low ground by the look of it, but with this base of DroneOfArc dying here on the second, that would actually put Hamsterpilot in a really good position. He'd be a whole base ahead, and with both of these down, it's basically going to be for DroneOfArc to try and push out of his base with something, which we'll be getting together in a minute. And then, well, whatever he can do with it, really. Now, we've got his overlord at the front here, DroneOfArc. He's having a little scout around. He's not quite actually going at the base of hamsterpilot yet for some reason. I don't think has he scouted that yet? No, he's not yet. So he's not quite sure what's going on, other than obviously the forge. I'm still getting covered in energy drink. Can I just say? I'm not quite. Have I just? No, I know I've not, because I've not dried the bottom of the cup. Clever. Yeah, I hope this is. Yeah, mic's on. This is recording, looking very good. Okay, so DroneOfArc heading out once again. He's going to try for another base, it seems like, up at the top of the map here, I think. Yeah, we're going to come for a base in what is technically hamsterpilot's fifth, I believe. Depends on your expansion order, really. People are a bit mixed about it, but hopefully Hamster isn't going to find this one up here, and should be able to. DroneOfArc should be able to get that second base down at last. And we might see some more macro out of these players eventually. So we've got Ling Speed coming in. This is good. Lings aren't perfect, really, for taking out cannons, but if you get enough of them, it will work. Really, you want roaches or something down. We're going Nidus, right? So I'm understanding why this Overlord's here now. So essentially, DroneOfArc's response to this is get a second base down and then just go Nidus. So it looks like there's going to be Lings busting through into hamsterpilot's base before too long. That's what this Overlord will be here for. I see why he got the extra gas now and hasn't rushed into the roaches. Meanwhile, hamsterpilot has discovered this second base and will be cannon rushing that as well by the look of it. Yep, there we go. Pylon is down. Cannon rush coming in. I don't think DroneOfArc's aware of this. Nope, nicely out of his vision range. So with that, DroneOfArc's going to lose yet another base and have to continue as he is. So his Nidus network's finished up now. We're going to see these Lings loaded up. Speed has just finished as well. Perfect timing, actually. That was really nice. Speed finishing just as the Nidus finished up. And we should be seeing the Nidus coming in before long here as well. We've got an Overseer coming out here as well at the front. This should help with actually, yes, any DTs if anything like that turns up would be really good. But also the slight speed upgrade as well is good. It means you don't have to get the general speed upgrade. It should allow him to get away from the Stalker without too much bother. As at this point, this Overlord is pretty important. Now, he has actually let this base finish up here, DroneOfArc. I guess he didn't spot the cannon rush before this happened. Although there is a Nidus worm coming out at this top base here, so it doesn't look like actually DroneOfArc's looking to really sort of pressure too much too early with the Nidus network. I had kind of hoped it would come out here somewhere and we'd see a flood of Lings in this base, because to be honest I don't think hamsterpilot could have really defended this. He's got so many cannons out that there's just really not much else going on there. But with this this cannon falling down here in the second, we haven't yet seen the drone die, unfortunately. That is going to get away. The probe die, unfortunately, that's going to get away. But DroneOfArc is going to be able to defend this base now, and this base isn't going to be falling. We're seeing Warp Gate out of hamsterpilot meanwhile, and DroneOfArc just continuing to get his Overlords out. Now he's nicely microed his troops around. We're going to see the Zerglings moving in up the front ramp, but these aren't going to go anywhere. There's 4 cannons up here on the high ground. Not a place you want to be, really, with a big bunch of Zerglings, let's be honest. Although he's going to try and push round, oddly enough, so just going to run straight past everything there and hit the back of the line here. We're going to probably, we've got all these Lings trying to move through the Stalker, not quite working. He's using so many Lings here. This is a bit rubbish, really. I would have quite liked to have seen the Nidus network bring those in, really, but never mind. We've got the got this Stalker possibly going to die, not quite, no. And with there's the Nidus network coming out now, so he's going to turn a bunch more Zerglings into this base. As soon as he's got them all gathered up at his base there, they're going to be rallying back into the Nidus network there before long, and we're going to see the last of these Lings cleared up. Meanwhile, this Nidus worm should be going down. We've got quite a lot of drones on this, as well as the Stalker there for extra DPS. So that's not going to be allowed in the base. We're going to see a Stargate and another gateway out of Hamsterpilot as well, though, here. So it looks like we might be seeing some air pressure out of him. Not a lot. He does have 3 gateways down. He is finishing up Warp Gate now as well. So he's generally just going to be sticking to the gateway units for the time being. Although a move into Stargate tech could spell some difficulties here for DroneOfArc, asking, "What now? What now?" he says. So yeah, you're going to have to try and clear this area out here, I think, DroneOfArc, because really you do need that close second base if you can. It's pretty helpful. Hamsterpilot seems to think he's ahead at this stage. I don't really think he is. I mean, he's good, but yeah, he's right. He hasn't really probed up behind this quite as hard as he should have done, and as a result, his economy isn't really as strong as it should be. If we look, DroneOfArc's only 5 drones behind, which, to be honest, with the way this game's gone so far, that isn't really a lot. So I'd say both players are still in very good positions in this game. DroneOfArc moving his Lings around the front here, just having a little scout around, trying to find if there's any third bases anywhere here, just checking the high ground, all this kind of thing. Lings moving around the map, doing some scouting. We're going to probably see these pylons cleared out before long. The Lings now moving up to here. Yeah, absolutely. They're going to go and clear out this pylon from the third, and then eventually we should see this lot fall down here, and that would be really nice, especially with the Spine Crawler moving in on the high ground here. He's going to be able to take down this pylon without any bother now, and the Hydralisks will be spawning as well before too long. We're getting those out now as well. They're going to rally straight into the Nidus network, and I'd imagine we'd see them Nidus in probably in the high ground. Really would be the best place, but we'll wait and see. Mothership Core, meanwhile, is having a little wander around. Not doing anything particularly exciting at the moment, although with a little army gathering here for Hamsterpilot just underneath it, it does look like he may be going to move out here to go and try and take out this this additional base here of DroneOfArc, which, to be honest, if Hamsterpilot can take this out, that would be really, really good, because, I mean, at this point, this basically is it for DroneOfArc. He's obviously got this main base with all his tech in it, but this is his only expansion at the moment, and although he does have an extra one going down, these 3 Hydras, the perfect counter for that Void Ray. I love that. Getting the Hydras out well in advance of that Void Ray. He must have spotted the Stargate there, so he's was obviously prepared for that, and with more Hydras coming in here, it does look like he should be able to defend this. I like this use of Hydras out of DroneOfArc here. Actually, both games I've seen of him, he has just generally been going for Nidus worms with well, just anything at all in them. And the Nidus worms are obviously really strong. Now we're going to see an engagement here. I don't think there's quite enough stuff here. I think we might be able to save the drones in the Nidus worm if he's quick. Although actually no, they're just going to pull back across the map. We're going to see more Hydras being spat out here, although he's completely abandoned this base, to be honest. A bit of a shame, really. I think with some micro, he could have probably taken out a good number of these Zealots, and then maybe perhaps pressured this lot. But I don't know. He didn't really have enough troops. It would require a lot of micromanagement, and if he's busy getting up extra second bases and stuff elsewhere, then it might not be the the ideal thing to be spending your APM on at the moment, obviously, for DroneOfArc here. Now, if we just have a little look back down, we're going to see these Hydras just moving straight across the map here at the front of hamsterpilot's base, and with the Lings just moving in to try and kill off this first cannon, they're just going to get slaughtered. The few Hydras coming up behind, that cannon's going to fall. We're going to start seeing more cannons falling, and DroneOfArc's just generally pressuring the second base of hamsterpilot here. Meanwhile, hamsterpilot's going to move down. He's not going to be recalling, which would have been the was defensive move. And generally, these Hydras are just going to be able to continue destroying this base here. And I'm kind of wondering what hamsterpilot's going to do here if he's not going to recall, because at this rate, that Nexus is going to die. And actually, it does look like he's just going to move across the map. I'm kind of wondering why he didn't mass recall here, because he could have completely defended this. And since he's completely walled in his high ground now, there's not really much that these stalkers can do, as they're totally stuck up there. And we're seeing a bunch of probes here killing off this, but with that second base falling for hamsterpilot, that's put DroneOfArc nicely in a very strong economy position. Now he's got a third base coming down here in his natural, his second base up on the high ground where his third is, and just generally looking really good for the economy compared to hamsterpilot, who, while he's ahead on supply, doesn't really have that much in the way of other stuff beyond this mineral line up the top here. So yeah, we've got to be careful here. The Hydra's moving back now. They're going to withdraw. Again, I'd quite like to see a little bit of backward micro here. You could easily kill that Stalker off with these guys, and then probably micro back away from the Zealots. I don't think, no, they've got no charge yet or anything like that, so it should be dealable with, although this extra army of hamsterpilot coming at the top here, that's not going to be possible, and we're going to have to generally just move back here at the high ground, I think, for DroneOfArc. We're going to see a little bit of back and forth here. I don't think we'll see a straight up engagement out of DroneOfArc. He's going to want to avoid this army for now, just while he gets his extra forces up. We've got a Ling here pressuring this third base of hamsterpilots. Obviously, DroneOfArc's going to be well aware of that. Meanwhile, this second base of hamster is coming down there again. We're seeing the pylons killed off here as well in advancement, and generally hamsterpilot is going to be just moving out to just combat DroneOfArc, really just in front of his natural. Since all this army of DroneOfArc is away, there's really, to be honest, it's up to hamsterpilot to move in and to try and take out some bases here and see if he can get back in touch with this tech advantage that he had. And DroneOfArc as well deciding to just generally move out with his Lings here. Nidus Worm coming down at the front here, and with this base dying, I'm kind of interested to see how DroneOfArc's actually going to defend this. I mean, I guess the Nidus Worm's coming out there, so I suppose he can do some damage here, and as soon as that pops, move his troops in and then just jump back out at this end for a defense. Might be quite a good way of doing it, but I guess he could just generally just pressure this second and see what he can do. Well, actually no, he's just going to generally just pipe units through, and we've actually had a mass recall here out of hamsterpilot. He's going to come back and the defense is made. DroneOfArc is going to be safe in his main, and he should be able to move his army back without losing too much here. A few odd random units there. We're going to see the pylon die at the front there, but with more stuff coming out of this Nidus Worm, interestingly enough. It just generally DroneOfArc forced to pull his forces back here as hamsterpilot had returned, and well, obviously we're not going to see much more of those Lings there really as they charge in. Oh, they're going to get some damage done, it looks like, more than I perhaps imagined. I'm surprised that army didn't just absolutely annihilate all of them then, but I guess that's what happens when you've got that many Lings. So yeah, we've got DroneOfArc moving out once again across the map, back up to 100 supply, and everyone generally just needing more overlords and stuff. If we just moving down, yeah, we've got the supply problems being sorted here. We've got Colossi finally coming out here for hamsterpilot, so it looks like he should be able to deal with these Hydras once and for all here, especially as he's getting the thermal lance upgrade. That should be absolutely perfect for those Hydras. We're seeing a pressure here on hamsterpilot's third base. This is going to take it down as well in exchange for just a few Lings really, which is really nice for DroneOfArc, and if maybe if you can pull some of these Lings out, ideally, I don't know, hamsterpilot's just going to be sitting back there. I'm not sure we're going to see this yeah, he's going to come down and sort out these Lings. I thought he would, but it's just sometimes players just forget about stuff like that. It's quite amusing. Meanwhile, DroneOfArc moving around with his Hydras out the front, not really able to do too much with those at the moment. If he were to move in, I think hamsterpilot would just flank him and kill him, and that would be the end of that army. So with that in mind, DroneOfArc once again going for his second base here on the natural. Moving forward, forces backward and forward across the map. Otherwise, generally just looking good. hamsterpilot warping in some, well, not warping in some more troops, sorry, getting some more pylons out, continuing to produce Colossi, and generally moving towards that late game army that he needs to deal with these Hydras. Here we go. The first defensive upgrade coming out of DroneOfArc. No idea what's going on. I completely agree. That's understandable. This has been a pretty crazy game. Non-standard at all. I tend to find that using Nidus Worm, it instantly just becomes completely non-standard chaos. And that's why I kind of wish I could see more Nidus play really out of Zerg players, because well, generally it just becomes crazy when things like that happen. So DroneOfArc moving out, he's going to hide his forces down the bottom here while hamsterpilot moves round the other side of the middle, and actually just generally is going to come in and annihilate this second base again here, unless he decides to move back. This base here of hamsterpilots isn't going to be allowed to complete. It's going to cancel as well. That's good, saving the money there, and DroneOfArc will be moving into the natural once again. Meanwhile, hamsterpilot moving into the natural of DroneOfArc. Both players base trading at this point. Nidus Worm coming down as well to allow fast a fast removal of these troops once this second base has fallen again. And this, to be honest, this is the only mining base for Hamsterpilot at the moment. So if this base falls, he's going to be in an awful position. Whereas Hamsterpilot here is, sorry, that's the only mining base for Hamsterpilot. Whereas DroneOfArc's got two mining bases, sorry, one mining base left still because his natural's out, his main base is out of minerals pretty much. But with all these troops coming back to defend here for DroneOfArc, this has left Hamsterpilot in a really, really tough position as he doesn't quite have the money to do much more beyond put this base back up, and he's going to be a while before he's going to be mining again there. So that's really, really nasty. So as long as DroneOfArc can hold this, he should be absolutely fine to continue and win the game. And it looks like he's going to do exactly that. The Colossus falling, and generally all the units dying there. So that's really not very good there. We've only got the two attack upgrades out of our Protoss player as well. Meanwhile, obviously, we're getting the one defensive upgrade for DroneOfArc here, which should counter that initial attack upgrade quite nicely. And generally, we're just going to see a lot of these troops die. It's a shame the Lings weren't quite able to take down the Colossus then. With the second Colossi turning up, we should generally just be seeing DroneOfArc's army dying here. There's not much that they can really do against this sort of AoE behind the Stalkers. The wall there. And we've got so many probes being pulled down now for Hamsterpilot. I think he's given up the ghost here. He's essentially decided that this is the end of the game. I'm going to win now or not at all. So DroneOfArc taking an extra base down the bottom. The probes generally microing around. They're going to get some kills here on these Hydras, actually, it looks like, which is actually really, really, really nice there. Lovely surround out of Hamsterpilot, getting the most use out of his probes that he can, doing the best thing he can with his units, really. And with DroneOfArc pulling back here once again, pulling back to the main base of Hamsterpilot again. Just like Hamsterpilot is going to try and pressure this high ground again, but there's not really much he's going to be able to do here. I mean, he's got just have an army here, but if DroneOfArc can sort of just get out enough units to deal with this is it now for Hamsterpilot. I mean, this little force here really is it. And with the Nidus work coming out in the bottom right hand corner here, this might well give DroneOfArc enough time to get ahead with this game. We'll have to wait and see. We're going to see the Colossi doing a lot of damage here. The Nidus work finally going to fall. And just as this other Nidus worm came up there, and that was quite lucky there for that. Meanwhile, Hamsterpilot is going to be losing most of his main base now. All his tech's going to be falling, and these are the last of the buildings here. So really, it's up to this army of DroneOfArcs just to completely annihilate this base before Hamsterpilot can get around to doing the same thing to him. So we're going to see the main base of DroneOfArc falling here. I'd quite like to see some tech coming out again. He's going to get the fresh spawning pool out. Would have maybe been nice to see another layer come down, but he's not going to be doing that. He's actually no, he does have the money, so. That'll be good. He's going to. Meanwhile, the Hamsterpilot is going to be pulling back his probes. I don't think these should be able to deal with this this push of DroneOfArcs, but we'll have to wait and see. The Stalkers and Colossi are pulling back as well, just leaving a few Zealots and a Stalker behind to clear up this base of DroneOfArc. And with the probes arriving, we've seen quite a lot of these Hydras die now, which is pretty funny, but not quite enough of them, as there is enough Zerglings there just to occupy the probes. And with that, I do think it could be GG here for Hamsterpilot now, as DroneOfArc generally just killing off the last of his buildings here. There is a pylon and an extractor left, and that is it, apart from these two extractors and pylons on the low ground here. These are all going to die pretty quickly. Basically we're left with the two Colossi here for Hamsterpilot. So I don't see how, unless Hamsterpilot can clear out all these forces, I don't see how DroneOfArc can really lose this game. There are 3 bases here, although actually with Hamsterpilot discovering these extra bases now, if he can get enough DPS down, these may all die. I mean, he's not come and tried to kill off this extra base at the top here yet, but there is a they're just overlords. There's not really anything out in the way of forces here for DroneOfArc, really, so it could be quite difficult for him to finish the game here. I mean, there's this last extractor's going to die at the top here, and then we're going to see the sorry, it's an assimilator. See, this pylon is also going to be visible to DroneOfArc, so he needs to go and find that. And with the Stalkers dying to these drones, yeah, it does look like Hamsterpilot's not going to be quite able to take this. I do think he's going to lose this, although it's difficult. I mean, I guess at this point it could still go either way. I mean, those Zealots would easily get through this mineral line if they decide to head up to that. And with nothing else in these other bases for DroneOfArc here, if this base down the bottom here falls, especially with the Colossus here now as well, it's actually looking pretty difficult here for DroneOfArc all of a sudden. He's got the supply lead and the base lead, but if Hamsterpilot is going to continue defending this as he should do, then there's not really much that DroneOfArc's going to be able to do here. I mean, he just have a bunch of Lings out, so really it's going to be a little bit of a racy business, but with nothing too much else going on for Hamsterpilot here. Yeah, he's calling the GG, and GG and well played, and Wolfie throwing in the massive fan of me. How are those messages getting through? Like, I'm on busy. I thought I was supposed to stop that. Am I wrong about that? Could someone please correct me if I am, because holy crap. So yeah, good game, guys. I do believe it's Hamsterpilot has accepted the loss now, is going to leave the game after throwing out the GG, and it has been another good game. Yeah, so, well, a bunch of things here, really. I don't think DroneOfArc. Yeah, I'm not sure hamsterpilot could have. I mean, maybe if he'd split his army a bit better and been pressuring all these extra bases, he could have maybe done that. But with DroneOfArc split, like getting those lings out at the end there, it did look really good for him. And hamsterpilot obviously has just fallen too far behind and was basically left with everything unboxing here. So yeah, another good game. Totally bizarre, but really good fun. Had a lot of fun casting it. So thanks once again. As I say, if you know how to stop people sending messages in game, let me know. I could have sworn that the social list was how that was supposed to work. Apparently, it's not. So we'll see. See if anyone has any answers for me. That would be beautiful. So yeah, thanks once again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the usual banter. I've been RedRipz, your Dreadlock caster, and I'll be back tomorrow for another game of CasualCraft. So GG to both players, and thank you all for watching. Bye bye. Thank you.